All right, welcome one and all to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I am John. If you could, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. Let us talk about a couple games hot on the stove. The Chicago Bears came into the game 0-2. They emerged with a victory, 31-14 over Dallas, who's now also is 1-2. Caleb Williams, the game everybody's been waiting for. First of all, Ben Johnson, kudos on getting your first win as a head coach. It was a long time coming. 3 games, but in Chicago, I'm sure it seemed like 3 years. Caleb Williams had the game everybody was looking for as the former number 1 pick in the draft. 4 touchdowns, 19 of 28 for 298. If this is a preview of what Bears fans can look to, they are going to have a really happy week. I thought they just played great. Now, with that said, I think there is something wrong with Dallas. Obviously, John, duh. This Micah Parsons being gone is really affecting them. I think if Micah Parsons was here, I think this is a totally different game. I don't think Caleb would have had this kind of game. Look, the numbers are the numbers. I'm not doing this, as, whataboutism. But I think Dallas, after they got rid of Micah, they did this whole, we're going to spend money. We're going to get Tyrone Smith, and we're going to get this guy, and we're going to sign this guy. The Micah Parsons guy is one of 3, maybe 4 guys on defense who are special. Excuse me. And when you lose that, that's a generational player. That's a guy who was going to line up and kick ass for the next 10 years. And that guy is gone. The pass rush now, instead of rushing 4 guys, you got to rush 6. You got to have assorted blitzes. You got to bring guys from the back end in. And it literally changes the whole dynamic of that defense. Look, the teams that are super successful, look at the Eagles in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. They didn't blitz once. They just rushed 4 guys, and they still dominated. Because if you could put 7 on the backside, you can handle things. I mean, Dallas is just, I don't know what to say. I think that was the most, I think we're seeing that Parsons was the most impactful player on that roster, more than Prescott, more than CD Lamb. It's just what it is. Prescott had an okay game. 31 of 40, 251, touchdown, 2 interceptions. It's the Dak Prescott thing. He has an average game. He's not going to really lead you to victory. I mean, if you give him a chance in the fourth quarter, this guy can win. He can. He is a good quarterback. He's a top 12 quarterback, I think, in the league, top 10. He's at the bottom end of that, obviously. But, if you don't have a pass rush, what are you going to do? I mean, it's just what it is. And Dallas, Jerry Jones, I mean, why do you trade this guy when you're at the end of your life, Jerry? I don't know. Does he think he's going to live another 20 effing years? He's lucky if he lives another 20 hours. But hey, whatever, you do you. It's just nonsensical what he's doing, what he did. All right, let's talk about the other game. Minnesota 48, Bengals 10. Is the Bengals season over? Of course it is. Jake Browning. I have a lot of friends who are Bengals fans. I feel bad for them. But the Brown regime, the ownership regime there, they bring this crap on themselves. They play this game with Trey Hendrickson. They play this game with their first round. They're cheap on cheap. Alligator arms. Hell, that's extravagant for these guys. Don't give me this bullshit. Oh, well, they paid Burrow and they paid Jamar Chase and they paid T. Higgins. You know what? They are cheap on cheap. Everything is just a protracted thing for every cent. It's not necessarily, I guess, about the money. Maybe it's the power dynamic it is. I don't know. But, and I hate to call the season, but the season's over. They're going to be lucky to get the 5 wins. I mean, you played a Minnesota team that didn't have their starting quarterback. You made Carson Wentz look like an all-star. I mean, it was just an ass whooping. The only team that got their ass handed to them like this was the Saints. Yeah, that's where they are without Joe Burrow. I mean, I don't know. And then you start to wonder, at what point does Joe Burrow say, hey, I want to leave? I don't know. I don't know if in that contract that he signed, that 5-year deal, if if they can not franchise tag him or whatever that nonsense is, but I'm just looking at the numbers. Carson Wentz. Carlos, yeah. That's his brother. 14 of 20, $173, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jake Browning actually played pretty well. He did. Minnesota's a pretty tough team. 19 of 27, $140, touchdown, 2 interceptions. All right. They know what it is, man. The magic sauce is gone. It is what it is, right? All right. I feel bad for Cincinnati fans because, Jesus Christ. You fall in love with the team and then you realize you got idiot owners. Real idiot owners. Well, I guess the Cowboy fans could say the same thing. All right, if you could, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you soon on Off the Rails Sports Podcast.